بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. Alhamdulillah, we are coming to the end of the chapter of istita'a, because that is the foundation of the Hajj. People, they need to know that whether it's Hajj is wajib upon them or not. So these sessions were detailed sessions for everyone. They can have the information, especially for the Hausa students, where people, they come and ask them about are they mustati or not. So some of the common things we found out that if you have loan, you are not mustati'. If you have savings for Hajj, but your loan is more than your savings, that this is not your money. So in this case, Hajj is not wajib on you. Let's say if somebody wants to do Hajj wajib. So here's the situation. So say the Sistani says, we just discussed the rulings of somebody provides you the istita'a. So somebody provides you the istita'a, you become mustati'. So let's say you have a friend, he's going for Hajj. He has similar situation or not similar situation. So he gives you, like you provide him the Hajj, because you cannot go for Hajj with your money, but you can give somebody gift. Even if you are under debt, you can give somebody a gift to go for Hajj. So let's say our $10,000, let's say Muhammad and Ali. Okay, Muhammad has long debt. So his savings, whatever he has from his savings, he has $10,000, but he has like $50,000 of debt on his shoulder. Now, remember, if the debt was so like you have to pay mild amount, like $50, something like that monthly, a very minimum, it's considered like no loan, you see, then yes, if you have that 10,000 and you, then you have to go for Hajj. We said that it depends on the loan. But let's say worst case scenario, and you did not know what type of the loan you have. So that means you don't have istita'a. Al-asl, adamul istita'a. Istita'a is something encountered. As you understood in ilm al-usul, whatever is origin, the rule of origin stays until an encountering situation encounters, such as the conditions, the mawdu', and then they change the direction. So the Hajj initially is not obligated. Encountering conditions come in, they make the Hajj obligation. So aslul Hajj, adam al-wujub. Yani adam al-wujub al-fi'li. Ja'li is there, the legislation is there. But am I obligated? I'm doubting, did the conditions fulfill in me or not? We go to isalatul adam. And you can also use istishab. Istishab is like previously yaqeen and Hajj was not wajib on me. So will it become wajib on me or not now? Are the conditions available? You are doubting. We'll say initially the Hajj was not wajib. We'll consider it not wajib. So this is isalatul adam, okay? Or isalatul istishab. They both lead to one direction. That principle of something which did it encounter or not, we say no, it did not encounter. There was no accidental encountering which makes the Hajj wajib upon you. The same thing here. The loan is there. I don't know, and my loan is like for that kind of long-term kind of thing, which is like not as a loan, or no, it is a loan which does not qualify me for Hajj. So if I go for Hajj, it will not be considered my Hajjatul Islam, the first Hajj. It will be Hajj, but it will not be considered because the obligation of Hajj is based on istita'a. And if you recall, we said that it is before Hajj becomes wajib upon you, like activated upon you, Hajj fi'liyatul wujub. If you go for Hajj, your Hajj will be okay, but it will not be Hajjatul Islam. It will be any mustahab. Like if you offer Salatul Dhuhr before the time of Dhuhr, it has not been activated. The wujub of Salatul Dhuhr has not been activated because the noon has not yet set. So in that case, what will happen? In that case, if you will pray, then kiss your prayer goodbye. That will not be valid, because you cannot pray before time unless if the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam prayed that indicates the religious time had entered, like Salatul Asr and Isha in the school of companions and school of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. But Salatul Dhuhr, the Prophet did not pray by 10 o'clock due to the rain or due to the circumstances or sickness or whatever. So the time has not entered. So it has not been activated. So if you have understood this concept of activation, that means the loan, if the loan, you have a loan, then Hajj is not activated upon you. Okay? So it's not wajib. So you have to check out how your loan is. Now, let's say you want to go for Hajj. You want to finish it off. You want to do Hajjatul Islam. You don't want to go Hajj Mustahab and Khalas. No, 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 no. I'm going to spend $10,000. I need to make sure that my wajib is Hajj. Wajib Hajj is removed once in a lifetime. Hajj is removed from my shoulder. Responsibility. So what would you do here? So the route which Sheikh Ali Dehneem and all the students of Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah, they use the ruling of Ayatollah al-Uzma Sayyid Ali Sistani, which we had mentioned previously. You have to go back into the Hajjul Badli, the provided Hajj. Somebody provides you istita'a. So you're not mustati'. So let's say your friend, he knows your circumstances. You want to go for Hajj, but he can. So what he does is, you give him a gift. Tell him this $10,000 are a gift from me to you. Okay, then they make a condition also that provided that you are able to help me out with portion of it. Let's say give him like 10,500. So I'm giving you this 500 in the condition that you somehow there is a mechanism of providing. So as simple as Sheikh Ali Dehneem, he mentions, there's a YouTube clip out there also. He explains how can you are not mustati', become mustati'. So the husband gives his wife, okay, gift, and the wife then she pays the caravan, because now it's not husband's money. He has gifted the wife the money. So now the money is with the wife. So the wife goes and gives to the caravan. This, I want to pay for my husband. I'm providing the Hajj expenses from my husband. This is easy, very simple. So because the husband gave, even though he's in his mind that he is he wants his wife to pay for the Hajj expenses. Yeah. Then if the wife swallows it and buys jewelries and gold. Oh, thank you, my husband, for 20 years. You have not given me money for gold. I'm going to buy the gold. Kiss your Hajj goodbye. So anyhow, and welcome the gold. Assalamu alaikum. So the thing is that this is the exit route for those people who are under debt. They don't know their debt or their loan is like a long-term loan, which is considered like no loan or no like active loan. So therefore, for them, the best way is to make a route that Hajj Badli, provided Hajj, is the solution for them. Now, there are people, they say, Alhamdulillah, Hajj is not wajib on me. But there are people that are so eager to go for Hajj. They want to go for Hajj and they want to knock down their first Hajj, Hajjatul Islam. So this is the way to an exit to way. Now, some other Maraja, let's say the Khuyi, and they had different issues. But here, say the Sistani has a serious thing that the Hajj does not become activated if you do not own that 10,000. So if you have a loan, similarly to the Khums Mas'ala. So say the Sistani says exactly whatever he says in the Khums, that's his concept, that's his principle of say the Sistani Damabullah. So he says that if you have savings like $10,000, okay, and then at the end of the year, and you have $100,000 of loan on your shoulder, he said there's no Khums wajib on you because those 10,000 are not yours, you see. But if you have like saving of $60,000 and 50,000 were loan, there was a debt of 50 upon you, then you pay Khums of only 10 because 60,000 you have saving, 50,000 was debt. So 10,000 is yours. You pay the Khums of it, $2,000, but the rest, no. So this is how exactly here. So you have money 10,000, but you have a debt of 100,000. So it is not your money. So you're not mustati'a. Okay. So unless if there is a badly situation and way out, as I explained, otherwise Hajj is not obligatory upon you, unless if that debt was prolonged for a long period of time and you're paying like bits and pieces relatively. Okay. It depends on each person, each individual. So this is something which is one of the important issues. So another important issue is that if you recall, let me just show you the conditions of obligation of Hajj. So we discussed the conditions of the obligation of Hajj. Um, yeah, that's the page. Yes. So if you recall, uh, let's recall together. So how many conditions were there? Number one, reaching the age of puberty. Okay. Then number two, the intellect. Sound of intellect. So in say no. And then freedom. Nowadays everybody's free. The ability. And the ability was divided into four types of ability. Okay. Four types. Number one, the flexibility of time. If the time is very short and you have the money and you have every other conditions, but you will arrive there late. You'll arrive there after 9th of Dhul Hajj. It's not going to help. Okay. Secondly, the second condition, just focus on it. This is our session for today. The health, the healthy condition, the strength, not disease. You don't have any disease, you don't have any problems, you don't have serious issues with your health and whatsoever. Keep your eye on this one. Okay. And then the third one was the security of the way, the traveling. There's no bandit, there's no looters in the way, there's no the flight is safety, the path is safety, the route is safety. Okay. And then number four was the financial capacity. Okay. Al-Rabi' al-Nafaqa. And al-Nafaqa, we said, not just the money of going and coming back, and the security of the family, the funds that secure the expenses of your family. So these were the four conditions. Now, what happens if all these conditions, they are not available, or one of these conditions, they are not available? We said the Hajj will not be activated. The Hajj will be a legislation only. It will not become an activation. Just to give you an example about, I have repeated this activation and legislation. Let's say if you drive 20 miles or 30 miles over the speed limit, so there's a legislation, you'll be fined with $100. That is a legislation. Okay. You will not be fined, but you know that there is a fine. So that's a legislation. But the moment you drive and you are caught and you're given ticket, that's the activation of the fine. The fine has become activated upon you. You see, now you have to pay. So that is the legislation and activation. Ja'al in Arabic and fa'al in Arabic. This, you study these terminologies in ilm al-usul. Al-ja'al, al-wujub al-ja'li, al-wujub al-fi'li. The legislative obligation and the activated obligation. So when these conditions exist, the obligation becomes activated. You have to go for Hajj. Okay. Now, but if one of the condition is not there, the Hajj is not activated. So there are two things I want to point out here. Last night, somebody asked me about the rules of Hajj or rules of Umrah. Okay, because we said Umrah is obligated. So they said that if someone does not know how to go for Hajj, okay, then he should not go for Hajj, because what's the use of doing invalid Hajj? But what I forgot to tell you is, once the Hajj becomes activated or Umrah becomes activated, the obligation of the Hajj or obligation of the Umrah becomes activated, then every prerequisite becomes obligated. Buying a ticket, learning the ahkam of Hajj or ahkam of Umrah comes under the obligation. So that means you have to learn. Okay, as fast as possible, not rush, like as fast as relatively possible, you see, to digest it properly. So if it takes you 1 week to learn, then you have to learn in 1 week. If it takes you 1 month to learn, you have to. If you cannot learn, then try to go with someone as soon as possible. If there's no someone going as soon as possible, then try to see whenever someone is possible. Because learning is not, if we did not say, if you have learned the manasik al-hajj or umrah, hajj becomes wajib or umrah becomes wajib. No, it comes after these conditions we mentioned. Okay, the 4 conditions we mentioned, and then the 4 sections. These are about the obligation. If they exist, then the hajj becomes obligated. Okay, and after hajj becomes obligated, whatever you need, one of them is education. Learning ahkam of hajj comes as an obligation after the obligation, or the general obligation, the activation. Now you have to buy the ticket. Now you have to get the caravan. Now you have to secure your traveling and secure your hajj as well. So you have to learn. It is not that you don't have to learn, but you cannot go without learning, because then your hajj will be invalid. Then what's the use of going for hajj and not learning the rules? Because many people, they go for hajj like a picnic or like those kind of things, and they do not know that it is obligatory upon them to learn, not the detailed manasik al-hajj which we are teaching in Hausa. No, the manasik al-hajj which are necessary, like tawaf, sa'i between Safa and Marwa, rules of taqsir, all those basic things. And if you are if you doubt in the tawaf, or you are from those doubty person, then you have to know the rules of doubts. But if you know that you are not going to make, you have measures of counting, you count the tawaf, and you have a methodology which we are going to discuss later on, how to keep the track of tawaf, then you don't need to learn the ahkam of rules of forgetfulness, or rules of doubt, and rules of those kind of things. No. So make sure that you don't mess up with the rounds of the tawaf. Then you don't need to know those rules. But if you know that you may doubt, and you encounter doubts, or you forget normally, then you have to learn those things. So whatever are essential obligations, you need to learn. Recommendations, you don't need to learn. Like these ahkam which we are discussing, these are on an advanced level. So we don't teach all these details of conditions of the manasik al-hajj for those people who have already decided, and already the hajj has been obligated upon them. So these 25 or 26 sessions or 27 sessions which we are doing, these are advanced level for those people who want to guide others, not necessarily scholars, not necessarily Hausa students. You as a believer who goes every year, takes caravans for Hajj, and so you can expand your knowledge about the obligations, who is obligated or not. People, they might ask you, I don't know, brother, is Hajj or wajib upon me or not? So these checklists can help you explain those kind of people who are confused. So that was number one issue about learning the rules. Learning the rules comes down. So Hajj, Umrah becomes activated with those conditions. You have to learn. Now, how you have to learn, it's a relative issue, but you should not be negligent in the process of learning. That is number one. Number two, which is related to our topic today. Remember those conditions? Let me just show you the conditions back again. So if these conditions are not available, or do not exist, okay, then Hajj is not wajib, unless one of these conditions, like let's sum up all these, like 4 these, and so these were 4 conditions. The 4th one has subsections of 4. So let's say these are all 7 conditions, okay? So these 7 conditions, one of them is, if it does not exist, you have to go for Hajj. How's that? We thought that these conditions, they activate the obligation of Hajj. How is it that one of these conditions is not available? I still have to manage to fulfill my obligation. Which of the condition is this? If you recall this one, number 2, صحة البدن وقوته, the health of the body and the strength. So you are healthy, but you are a very elderly person. You don't have strength. You are healthy, but not like some of those mountain climbers, old people like 90 years, 80 years, mashallah, you don't feel that they are like, we have in Dar es Salaam, they're like 70, 80 years old, elderly, they swim like fish, mashallah, mashallah. I hope I don't give them jinx. So there are people there, but there are people, they are healthy, but they don't have strength. Their backache is sometimes clicks and headache and all those kind of things. So now look at this condition. Okay, so if somebody is not healthy, that Hajj is not wajib. This is what we need to discuss today. How? Sayyidi Sistani says here, Sahhatul Badan is condition, the healthy body and strength of the body. فَلَوْ لَمْ يَقْدِرْ, and if that person, he was not possible to go for Hajj, due to what? Due to sickness, limaradin, aw haramin, the elderliness, severe elderliness, ala qat' al-masafa, to cut the distances, or to travel distances, ila al-amak al-muqaddasa, so he was not able to travel to the holy sites. Aw lam yaqdir ala al-baqa'i fiha, he was able to travel, but he was not able to stay for a longer time. Maybe he has a medication somehow, maybe he has kidney thing, maybe he has to come back for his chemotherapy, or whatever, whatever reason, he cannot stay longer there, okay? And his medication is only, or the treatment is only available in his hometown. So he is not able to spend like 4 or 5 days there, or بمقدار أداء أعماله, all due to the severe of the hot weather, شدة الحر. أو كان ذلك حرجيا, or it was a cause of difficulty and hardship. لم يجب الحج عليه مباشرة. So now what did Sayyidi Sistani say? Hajj is not wajib on him, but there's a word. There's a word. That's where our rulings of today are. Mubasharatan, directly. So Hajj is not wajib upon him, what? Directly. So what about indirectly? By appointing a representative. That Hajj is wajib by appointing. So see, this condition, if it is not available, you appoint a representative. Okay? Appoint a representative. If you are not able to find appropriate, trustworthy representative, then Hajj is not activated. I hope you got this. I'm going to repeat once. This is a condition of activation of Hajj. Healthy body, strength, this and that. So if it is not there, then Hajj is not wajib. No. I can't say Hajj is not wajib just like that. Hajj is not wajib directly, to perform directly. What does that mean? That means indirectly the obligation is still there. Still there. Appoint a representative, trustworthy. If you are not able to find a representative properly, appropriate, trustworthy, and God forbid this person dies, then Hajj has not become obligated upon that person, because he was not fit to go for Hajj, but he was not able to find somebody appropriate. So Hajj never became wajib upon this person. But if he cannot by himself and he can by representative, that in this condition, not other conditions, in this condition specifically, this condition of healthy body and strength of the bodies, this condition specifically, like for example, if you are not able to travel, the path was not secured, we cannot say, okay, then appoint a representative. If the first condition, let's say, what was that? Flexible time. If I'll travel from here, I don't have flexible time. Okay, appoint somebody from there in Makkah. No, this is not the case. No, I have to have flexible time. Okay. I have to have the path secure. I have to have the money, $10,000, for example. So, but health, if I am not able to perform the Hajj directly due to the health or body weakness or whatever this type of condition, number two, then I need to appoint a representative. If not, then Hajj is not activated. So and here he says, say this is Sistani, walakin tajibu alayhi al-istinaba. It is obligated upon him to appoint a representative. على ما سيجي تفصيله في المسألة 63. As is going to, the details are going to be mentioned in ruling number 63, and we had stopped on ruling number 64, which we had discussed about the representative. So here, because some of the mashallah sharp-minded, this is contradiction. How, if the sick person is Hajj is not wajib upon him, why should he have to send a representative? When we said ruling number 63, okay, here ولم يتمكن الحج بنفسه من مرض أو هرم. So someone asked this question: if the condition of Hajj is being healthy, okay, then why we have to send a representative? Yeah, that condition only if you are not able to perform Hajj directly, then indirectly, then send someone on your behalf. So I hope this is clear. So ruling number 63 was إذا استقر عليه الحج. If the Hajj becomes fixed on him, like for example, it was wajib on him and he neglected, and now the Hajj has become fixed on him. He has to do whatever it takes to go for Hajj, but now his health does not help him. وَلَمْ يَتَمَكَّنْ مِنَ الْحَجِّ بِنَفْسِهِ. He was not able to perform the Hajj by himself due to the sickness or being barred from going to Hajj, or due to the elderliness, or it was a cause of difficulty and hardship. Exactly the same word we mentioned previously in the previous ruling. وَلَمْ يُرْجَ تَمَكُّنُهُ مِنَ الْحَجِّ. وَلَمْ يُرْجَ. There's no hope. There's no hope of him being cured or him regaining strength. There's khalas. He knows that he's going to die in this condition after even maybe 5 years, 10 years, whatever, but he will never be able to regain his strength or body due to the doctor's records. And lam yurja tamakkunuhu min al-hajj. He was not hoping that he will be able to go for Hajj after this, min duni haraj, without being into a difficult condition or hardship. Wajabat alayhi al-istinaba. It becomes obligated upon him to appoint a representative. وَكَذَلِكَ مَنْ كَانَ مُوسِرًا وَلَمْ يَتَمَكَّنْ مِنَ الْمُبَاشَرَةِ. Similarly, if somebody was able to, okay, وَلَمْ يَتَمَكَّنْ مِنَ الْمُبَاشَرَةِ أو كانت حرجية عليه. So same thing. If somebody, the Hajj was not obligatory on him, okay, وَكَذَلِكَ مَنْ كَانَ مُوسِرًا. Yeah, Hajj before, like remember we said the istaqarra means it became fixed on him because he had this opportunity of Hajj. He did not do so. Now it is not going to leave him at the end till the end of his life. He has to do whatever it takes to go for Hajj. But let's say if somebody who was able to, but he was not able to perform the Hajj directly, أو كان حرجيا عليه, كانت حرجيا عليه, or it was a cause of difficulty, so then he has to also appoint a representative. Okay. So we have someone who is sick or barred from going from Hajj, or elderly, or any kind of difficulty and hardship, and he was not able to. So this is a cause of sickness. Or no, somebody was in ease, not in difficulty and hardship, but he was not able to perform the Hajj directly. أو كانت حرجية عليه, or it was a cause of difficulty and hardship. Like for example, we mentioned a lot of examples. So here we mentioned this also in our previous session. You can go back. ووجوب الاستنابة فوري كفورية الحج المباشر. So I have to appoint a representative. Appointing a representative, it is wajib. Is it as instantaneous as the instantaneous of Hajj? Yes, instantly. So you have to, as soon as possible, ASAP, you have to find a representative. This is our ruling where we stopped. I think we did a lot of time went to the explanation of the concept. إذا حج النائب عمن لم يتمكن من المباشرة. Okay, someone was not able to perform the Hajj directly by himself. So he did the Hajj. The representative did the Hajj. إذا حج النائب عمن لم يتمكن من المباشرة فمات المنوب عنه. The one who appointed, the responsible person who appointed the representative, he died. The one who appointed a representative, he died. مع بقاء العذر. And his excuse was remaining. The excuse did not remain. Because why is he sending a representative? Because he's excused. So let's say during the representative goes, and subhanallah, miracle happens, and he is cured. Now, will the Hajj of representative be valid? No. Here we have discussion. Okay. But if the excuse continues until that person dies, then the Hajj of the Naib, Hajj of the representative will be sufficient, even if the Hajj was fixed on him. وَإِنْ كَانَ الْحَجُّ مُسْتَقَرٌ عَلَيْهِ. So regardless, Hajj was obligated upon him this year or no, previously because of the negligence, it has been stuck on his shoulder. So in both cases, if he appoints the representative, he is not able to go directly. إذا حج النائب عمن لم يتمكن من المباشرة فمات المنوب عنه. The guy died. He was sick. And the representative performed the Hajj. مع بقاء العذر. And before he died, still the excuse was there, which was prevented him from performing the Hajj. أجزأه حج النائب. The Hajj of the representative will be sufficient for him. وإن كان الحج مستقرا عليه. Even if the Hajj was fixed on him. وأما إذا اتفق ارتفاع العذر قبل الموت. Let's say his representative went, okay, قبل الموت. So he did Hajj. The Naib did the Hajj al-Naib. And what happened? The excuse got elevated, like removed. So excuse was no more there, which prevented him from going for Hajj before the death. So that means, let's try to do some kind of, let's look at my hand. This is the representative. This is the responsible person. He appointed a representative, go for Hajj. The guy went for Hajj. While he went for Hajj, okay, he performed the Hajj. Now what happened? He must have done dua in front of the Hajj al-Aswad, or under the Mizab al-Rahma, or whatever holy places there are. And this guy got cured. So this guy got cured. That means he's able to go for Hajj. Let's hypothetically consider he's able to go for Hajj. So what about the Hajj of the representative? Is there? Because the representative, his representation was there because of the inability, because of the sickness. Okay, now he's no more sick. So what will happen to that poor guy who went all the way? What will he do? His Hajj will be in limbo or what? And what about this guy? You see, before the death, this guy died then. Okay, maybe he got a hyperbolic Irfani heart attack or something like that. He died. Okay, so before his death, he was cured. This is our period which he was cured. Now he is cured. That means the representation became invalid. The representation happened because of the sickness. Sickness gone, representation should be cancelled, void. Okay, so let's see what Sayyidi Sistani says. Okay, it's a limbo ruling, so that's why Sayyidi Sistani plugs it with obligatory proportion. وَأَمَّا إِذَا اتُّفِقَ ارْتِفَاعُ الْعُذْرِ. Suddenly, it happened that the excuse was removed. قَبْلَ الْمَوْتِ. Before the death. The guy did the Hajj. Okay, what will happen to his Hajj? فَالْأَحْوَطُ وُجُوبًا أَنْ يَحُجَّ هُوَ بِنَفْسِهِ عِنْدَ التَّمَكُّنِ. So obligatory precaution, these who became cured, He's able to go, all the conditions are there. He needs to perform his own Hajj, Hajjat al-Islam, if possible, عند التمكن. Okay? وإذا كان قد ارتفع العذر بعد أن أحرم النائب. What happened? He said, لبيك اللهم لبيك, the representative, and here the sick person, he got hyperbolic epiphany or something like that. It became cured. Oh, my representative did on my behalf, labbaik Allahumma labbaik. You know, when you say labbaik, you have a very spiritual condition, like you just want to cry because you are in that state of connecting with God, disconnecting yourself from total world, like salat. You are in a relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, spiritual relation. That was felt by the guy who's sick. Okay. So whatever, this guy said labbaik, that guy got heart attack. Finish. Now what will we do? Okay. So وَإِذَا كَانَ قَدْ ارْتَفَعَ الْعُذْرُ بَعْدَ أَنْ أَحْرَمَ النَّائِبِ وَجَبَ عَلَى الْمَنُوبِ عَنْهُ الْحَجْ مُبَاشَرَةً وَإِنْ لَزِمَ النَّائِبِ إِتْمَامَ عَمَلِ عَلى الْأَحْوَطِ وُجُوبًا. So here we have two things. One, the sick one who became cured by hearing labbaik Allahumma labbaik, finish, got cured. And then the naib is still there. The naib said, labbaik Allah, what should he do? So this who got cured, he has to, if he stays cured next year, he has to go for Hajj next year. Okay, that's it. And let's say he was in Jeddah. Okay, he has to perform his Hajj. Let's say he came with them. Let's say, let me travel with you, but you do the Hajj because I'm not able to. And there he said, labbaik, and this guy cured. Okay, let's say they were together in Jeddah. And say the Sistani allows ihram from Jeddah through Nazar, Jeddah airport. So they did the representative said, labbaik Allahumma labbaik. This guy shivered and hyperbolic attack happened and he got cured. Subhanallah, miracle happened. So now what? You have to do your Hajj. Come on, get in the ihram, say labbaik, you have to do your Hajj. But what about my representative? Poor guy. He has to complete the Hajj obligatory precaution. He cannot say, khalas, my duty is finished. I'm going to do the Umrah and leave back to the to hometown. No, no, no. He needs to complete on the basis of obligatory precaution. Okay. And this guy who got cured, he needs to perform his own Hajj by himself. So the whole idea is, if you get cured and you're able to, then you perform your Hajj. Forget about the representative. Should we cancel the representative? No. Say this is obligatory precaution. Let the representative complete the Hajj. It will be considered recommended Hajj for him. He will get a reward on it. Not Hajjat al-Islam. If he had not done Hajjat al-Islam, he will not be, because he was not able to. Unless if he was able to, then that's another story. But we are our hypothesis is that person is not able to, so he was appointed as a representative. So I think we will stop here. Yeah, إذا لم يتمكن المعذور من الاستنابة سقط الوجوب. Yeah, this I mentioned this. Let me, ruling number 65. If the one who was excused was not able to appoint a representative, he was not able to find appropriate, trustworthy representative, so, and he died. So therefore, وَلَكِنْ يَجِبُ الْقَضَاء عَنْهُ بَعْدَ مَوْتِهِ. So we will have to do the qada of this Hajj after his death, and the money of the Hajj will be taken out from the principal wealth before distributing the wealth of the deceased. إِنْ كَانَ الْحَجُّ مُسْتَقَرًّا عَلَيْهِ. So let's say somebody, the Hajj was hanging on him, Hajj had become obligated on him, okay, and he was not able to perform. So this person is going to, his heirs are going to get his Hajj done after his death, because he was not able to go by himself, he was not able to appoint a representative. But let's say إذا لم يتمكن سقط الوجوب لكن يجب القضاء عنه إذا كان الحج مستقرا عليه وإلا لم يجب. If the other obligations were not available, other conditions, then the Hajj is not wajib. We are saying all the conditions are there except for the sickness or this kind of thing, and he was not able to appoint a representative. So otherwise, if a condition of he did not have $10,000, then Hajj was not wajib. Then we don't have to do his Hajj after his death. So this is the scenario here. If he was able to go, if all the conditions were there, except for this health, then he had to appoint a representative because this was wajib. It was wajib on him to appoint a representative. He was not able to appoint a representative and he died. So the Hajj needs to be done. But if he did not have any other of the conditions with him, like he was not, the path was not secured, the financial condition was not there, then the heir, they don't have any obligation to do it because the Hajj never became wajib on that deceased. وإلا لم يجب ولو أمكنه الاستنابة ولم يستنب. Let's say he was able to find a representative, but he did not appoint a representative until he died. وجب القضاء عنه. So the same ruling is there. So what we understand from this ruling, he was able to appoint a representative and did not appoint, or he was not able to appoint a representative. So his heirs, they have to do the Hajj from his principal wealth, not from 1/3, no, from the principal wealth, because it has become wajib on him. But if other conditions were not available, then Hajj never became wajib on them. The heirs, they don't need to do the Hajj wajib on him. However, if the heirs, they decide, okay, then it will not be from the principal. It will be from his 1/3 of the deceased one. Anyhow, these details, inshallah, we'll discuss in future in the chapter of inheritance. Tomorrow, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, we will not have a session. We will have a lecture or majlis or discussion on the Arba'een of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam, to remember Imam Hussein Sayyid al-Shuhada in this very spiritual day with the whole world, mashallah, is commemorating, and millions of people are there in Karbala. It does not befit that we sitting here are not sharing the grief and the sorrow of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, inshallah. So day after tomorrow, we will complete this session. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين